go. Yeah, keep going, a few more. Lara explores. Seeing this, I am reassured because wheels are faster than legs downhill. Okay, morning all. It is day, I don't know, 8 or 9. And unfortunately it started with a bit of a, not altercation, disagreement. Just because when we arrived last night, you know, this is the entrance to the wheelchair accessible property. And you can't appreciate it with the door open, but there's another little lip on the actual door. So I, with a really big push, could just about get in, but it wasn't a safe one. And to be honest, it would have been safer with Lara helping me. And coming out, I have to go backwards. Just a bit disappointing to arrive to that. And Lara did the right thing and convinced me to go to reception and say something. And they kind of said, well, we've never heard this before, and people with wheelchairs have stayed here before. I don't really know what to say to that. I guess many people might be able to navigate that step who can walk or have more mobility, but people in a power chair or those with you know, a complete injury like my own, who just don't have the dexterity and wheelchair skills to be able to navigate that kind of terrain would really struggle. And I think you raised the point, Lara, that it's not something you want to arrive to after a long day of travel, is it?
No.
No. So she wasn't happy, but we weren't happy either.
No.
Everyone's unhappy, yay! On a much brighter note, today we have a very exciting day ahead because we're going up to the top of New Zealand's highest peak, Mount Cook, with an accessible, hopefully, guide. Well, it's a helicopter, so we'll get myself in one way or the other. And then how else are we getting up there, Lara?
A specialized mountain trike.
Yeah.
On the glacier.
Yeah, mountain trike on the glacier. So that should be fun. It's amazing to think that someone with a wheelchair can actually get up to the top of that. So I'll try and get as much footage as possible. Today we're doing the Hooker Valley Trail, which in total is 5 kilometers there, 5 kilometers back. It's only really accessible up to about 1 kilometer, up till a viewpoint, after which there's a number of stairs down and then back up. Haven't seen them yet, but I've been told that there's certainly more than 3 or 4, so it would be a faff to get there. But we'll make of it what we can. It's mountainous terrain. There's this walk and maybe 1 or 2 others that are slightly accessible. So we're going to try this one first. It's gravelly underfoot, under wheel, so tri-ride or front wheel definitely recommended.
Well,
and
required.
Required, yeah. So let's see how we go. about 5 minutes in, and the terrain's very manageable. It's slightly undulating, bit of uphill, but doable if you've got some degree of upper body strength, which being a wheelchair user you probably will have. So we've arrived at the lookout point, and this unfortunately is where my walk ends, because there are a number of steps leading down to the bridge over there, and then on the other side you can just make out there's also a series of steps ascending back up. Getting down wouldn't be such an issue, but getting back up certainly would be. So it's less than a kilometre and less than 20% of the entire walk, well, less than 10% in total. But it's still a beautiful view, and we're still incredibly privileged and fortunate to be able to be here and see this. So yeah, Lara's heading down to the bridge and I'm just going to wait here. Okay, so that was it. About a kilometre and a half just over in total. So not much of a workout, but on a day like this, fantastic views, and I think well worth doing. I would do it again and would recommend it. So we're just trying one of the other trails now, which is Kia Point. It's about an hour return, just under 2 kilometers, and kind of similar terrain, but no steps, I don't think. Slightly steep at points. First minor obstacle, which is a little step, easily manageable with front wheel, or just a little wheelie. There's a slight incline, which with the gravel makes it a bit tricky, but it's okay.
It's hot.
It's hot. 5 minutes in, we've come to a little junction. Left takes us to Village, whatever that means, and right continues to Kia Point. And there's a lovely view of the mountain range. Ooh, it is hot. Gravel's a bit worse.
Yeah.
Okay, we've been defeated. We've decided it's not worth it because it's very gravelly, very rocky as well. And there's quite an incline.
It is possible,
It's possible,
but we can't be bothered, pretty much.
that's a fair summary.
We are too hot and we don't have a lot of time because we've got the flight at 2:30.
And there's a lot of those steps as well. There's more of the ones that I showed,
Yeah.
which you definitely need a helping hand up.
And down.
And down, yeah. We made it to here.
Yeah.
So that's us parked up and arrived at the airport. Mount Cook is there in the background. Got some cloud around it at the moment, but we'll hopefully get good visibility when we get up there in about half an hour's time. I'll do my best to get some footage from the GoPro because it's going to be difficult to hold the phone and hold on for dear life, I think. But yeah, looking forward to it. Should be epic. Any thoughts, Lara? Lara's a bit nervous. Right, so we've got the mountain kind of paragliding buggy just here. There's the helicopter just ahead of us. Flight time in about an hour.
Yeah, it works out quite nicely. Yeah.
So we're just gonna go front seat, right?
yeah, so we're just gonna take the front seats, pop that in, and we're just gonna jump to the back and.
Yeah. And I think the easiest way is probably get Mark to shut down, and then we can assemble a chair and then and you can just hop straight onto the chair rather than doing multiple sections of jumping. Yeah.
Awesome.
So they've just given us some news that actually Laura's going to fly the helicopter today. So my life is in your hands, Laura.
Yeah, right.
Now I think that's the one we're taking, or something similar. And I'm just going to be lifted on, I think, because that's a hefty transfer, that would be. So I think we're going to use this thing here to elevate me closer to the door, like a piece of cattle, so that it's easier for them to lift me, so they don't put out their backs, which is fair enough. Let's take these off. Shimmy across. So just thinking about the best way to do this. I mean, if you secure my feet there, Laura, like, as in just hold them there, I can use that as a base, and I could probably get myself there.
The woodshot, that's very irony.
Irony.
And do you think you could grab a hold
Just
of
support from behind, yeah. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Yeah. There you go.
And do we want to put this cushion up there?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that
be
would be a good idea.
Tell you what, can you lift and put my foot on here? Would that work? Is that too high?
Yeah.
And then the left foot on that thing, whatever that is. No,
This.
that down there, yeah.
Yeah.
And then if you kind of hold that in there.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll try it on 1, 2, 3. Oh,
There you go.
that was
Amazing!
textbook. Textbook.
Which
Maybe flip it around.
what's preferable?
Put the front the other way.
Forwards or backwards to get into?
I think it's much of a muchness, but I mean, if we kind of do a reverse of what we did to get in, it would mean facing the other way. But if any, to be honest, that would work if my legs just came down directly there. Things I can like grab onto to support my weight. And
Can you tell us how we can support you? Like, tell me to grab you underneath the arm or whatever.
Well, I'll tell you what. maybe the best way for this initial part would just be to support my legs as they come forwards and over. I'll grab onto here and maybe the edge of the seat here with the there's pressure issues and so on. Yeah, that's all right. They're gonna stop. Okay, I'll put quite a lot of my weight on you, if that's okay.
Put it on my shoulder.
Yeah.
Yep. Perfect. Yeah, man. That's it.
There we go.
That's it.
Job done.
Just go across there.
Yep. I do that. I think we're all good from a pressure point of view. Maybe that kink might be. Hang on. You like that? Yeah.
How's that?
Yep.
I'll just leave the radio on anyway.
How close to a glacier have you been in the past?
This is probably it.
This is it,
Never,
okay.
never been on one.
Right. So a lot of the melt holes across at the moment, you've got obviously the two handbrakes there. If we require some braking assistance.
I'll be ready. And this water's all drinkable, isn't it?
It sure is. So the glacier is 70 years old. Well, the ice is 70 years old right here, and it's 90 down at the terminal face. You don't want to drop a side wheel into that. Very good. You see this water that's flowing down here? Can you see inside of that very opaque?
Yeah, just about.
Yeah, the ice bubbles which are about to be released. And so we're, pretty waterlogged. So this is peak water flow right now, and then given a couple of hours of shade, no more sun to melt, it'll slow down.
And this is drinkable water.
It is, yep. So there's no
You've gotta have some,
no agricultural pollutants up here, and no radioactive fallout at this stage.
If you do fall in, I'm filming it, so don't worry.
I'm gonna leave you up here.
Slow mo as well. Feels pretty
It's
cold.
starting to look a little bit rough straight ahead. You'd think we could just spin around and go back 10 metres and around there.
So over here, this is all the main divide the west coast and east coast apart. As soon as you kind of go right over there, about 40k, that's where the ocean is on the other side. We're not really that far from west coast in terms of distance, but in terms of driving distance, long time.
So we just have a quick break here. We can talk about the sediment pile that's here. So you can see that all around us that this ice is completely covered in silt, the glacial silt. And so these huge rock walls here, which really weren't that high 40 years ago, the ice was not quite up to the grass levels that we have here. And so when we get regular high winds through here, all this becomes just a dust bowl, and so all of that just comes out here.
Lovely.
And so what happens is it lies
Quite
on
dense.
the flat of the ice until a rain event comes, and then all the sediment gets sluiced down off the ice. And so at one stage this was higher, the water's come down through here, and because the sediment is actually insulating the ice around it is melting faster than the stuff that's covered in the dirt here. So yeah.
How fast is the glacier as a whole moving?
Well, right here it's only doing a centimetre a day,
Okay.
and then virtually a millimetre in winter because everything's locked tight up in a deep freeze. But the big ice falls that you see behind me here, this one is the Haast Glacier, and that's because it's so steep, there's a lot of gravity acting on it, and it's moving up to a metre a day on the surface because it's the surface is a less amount of friction, where the glacier is actually running over bedrock. It's being held back because it's kind of trying to tear away all of the rock to form more moraine. Right, going right in.
I can help with the brakes here if that's helpful.
Yeah. We'll see how much those non-studded tyres slip. Right, I think if we spin around here and then back up. You're a watercraft. So I decided not to go through here today.
Yeah, the roof.
The roof is finally got so thin that we've got air through here, and that we're concerned about stuff getting so thin that it's going to fall off.
Yeah.
So but it started life as a crawl cave, so we basically lay horizontal and we just slithered through the bottom, and then as the weeks went past, then we could crouch through and then week through. Yeah, so maybe say 3 weeks from flat to crouch
Really?
to stand.
That short time?
Yeah.
Wow.
The more surface area, the more melt there is.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of scary.
Turquoise blue of the water. I had read it comes from very fine rock particles.
That's right.
Is that right?
So Lake Pukaki is full of very fine flour. It's almost like wheat flour. The particles are they're so small, and it does take months and months and months for the sediments to drop out. But the ice is blue because blue is the last spectrum of the light rays to be absorbed. You pose and I'll just duck up.
Are you coming, Lara? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here.
Cool.
Okay. Let me know if you want me to steer the front one way or another.
This is some gradient, eh?
You don't have to remind me.
Slow down a little bit, Paul. Yeah. There you go.
Right.
Yeah, keep going. Few more.
Easy as.
Yeah, we're good.
I think we could get in there a little bit.
Way there, mate.
Yeah.
There's the corner.
How far does it go?
Quite far. Like, really far.
Lara explores.
Showered.
How's it feel? Pretty chilly?
No, it's fine. It's basically a hot shower.
So this was called a moulin, did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is so cool.
And it goes on for quite a while, apparently. Alright, so we just got down off the glacier, and what an experience, eh?
Yeah, it was awesome.
That was fantastic.
It was so cool.
Liberating, especially when you're in a chair all day. You know, driving is a liberation, but flying is something else. And to be up on that sort of environment is just, yeah, fantastic. Long drive ahead to Wanaka now. Be careful how you say that. And then it'll probably be an early night because we'll get there almost 9 p.m.
And we'll be absolutely battered.
But after that,
Worth it.
worth it.